Okay, welcome back to our class everyone. Today we're gonna work on our Unit 7, Passions and Fashion. And today we also talk about our reading, but we just change the topic from people to sport. Okay, so I still remember yesterday we talked about a famous person that is a fashion designer named Calvin Klein. And also we talk a lot about him, right? And we also have a homework about time expression. That time expression also used to talk about Calvin Klein as well. And the question is that, did you do your homework? I hope yes, not no. Okay, so now let's go to check our homework together before we go to our reading and speaking today that talk about sport. Okay, so let's go. Here our homework. So our homework yesterday is we need to fill the sentence with the time expression, right? So here, after we fill the time expression in sentence, we can get the 8 sentences here. So the first one, his interest in fashion began when he was 14. And number 2, he met his first wife, Jane, while he was studying at Fashion Institute. And number 3, the first Calvin Klein jeans were introduced in 1972. Number 4, his daughter was born 4 years after he got married. And number 5, his marriage to Jenny lasts for 10 years. After 10 years, got divorced. And number 6, he didn't marry again until he was 44. And number 7, it's been designing sportswear since 1970. And number 8, the last one. Sorry, a bit so short. Number 8, the last one, between 1982 to 1986, he won the same award 3 times. Okay, so here is my answer. And what about Josh? You can compare my answer with Josh here. Okay. Any question we can check again and you can ask as well. Okay, so that's it for our homework today. Not today, yesterday, but we checked today. So let's move to another point that talk about football. Okay. So football, a global passion. Some of you may know very well about football, and some of you may skillful in football as well. But for your teacher, no, I don't play football. I'm not good at football. Okay, so here I have 3 questions for you to discuss before we go to the reading. Okay, so with football, do you love it or hate it? Why? Okay, you love football or you hate football and why? And another one, how many famous footballer can you name? Like who? Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, or some other player. Okay, you can name. Especially Sajid know a lot. And the last one, what time? Sorry, not time. Team. What team? Okay, what team do you play for? Like you play for Bengal Tiger, or you play for Bangkit, or something like that. Okay, so I give you 3 minutes to talk about this, to think about this. Okay, you can take note as well. So let's start. 3 minutes. Finish, right? So let me share my opinion, okay? For me, if you ask me, do I love football or I hate football? I don't love, I don't hate, but I don't like, okay? I don't love football. Also, I don't hate it. I just don't like it. I don't like to play. I don't like to watch or something like that. And ask me why. I don't know why, but it's just like sometimes I have no time and then later on I just feel don't want to play it. I used to play it when I was in year one. I used to play it with my friends, but later on when I went to year two, I have to study for two university at the same time, and also I have to work as a part-time job, so I have no time at all to play it. So since that year, maybe 2015 until now, I never play it because I don't have time. The first reason I don't have time, and later on I don't play it for a long time. That's why it make me feel ignore to football. Okay, and the second question: how many famous footballer can I name? Uh, Actually, I don't know much about the footballer, but I just heard people talk about like Messi. Actually, I don't know much about him, but I just heard people talk a lot about him, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. I just know two of them, and ask me why I know two of them. I hear the other people talk about them. Actually, I don't tend to know them much. And the last question: what team do I play for? So the question here related to this question. I don't play it, so I don't have team. But I know my student like football very much, especially Vichka, Sachit, Vinon, Veha. Yeah, four of them love football very much. And other like Parade, like Lee Hua, maybe they like also. But the only one female student who like football is Sachit. She's female, but she like everything men like. Okay, just kidding, but it's true. Okay, so let's move to another one. So here, okay, whether you love it or hate it, football is difficult to ignore. Yeah, the book said, whether you love it or hate it, football is difficult to ignore. This is the book, but for me, it's not difficult, quite easy to ignore. I don't care about football. Okay, but this is just the book of some people who love football. It is difficult for them to ignore. Okay, so now we have four questions for you. Okay, so read only the introduction and the final part of the beautiful game. So here is the introduction, here is the final part. Okay, so you read only these two parts and answer the question. Number one, what statistics are given? Do any of them surprise you? And another one, uh, number two, how did football become known as the beautiful game? How? And number three, in what way is football a simple game? In what way people say it is a simple game? And number four, which famous player are mentioned? What do they have in common? Okay, so 3 minutes to do this. Let's go. Okay, so if you don't finish, you can pause the video and then keep doing. When you finish, you can play the video and compare your answer. Okay. So here, the first question: what statistics are given? Here, the statistic: 1.5 million team, football team. Okay, more than 1.5 million team and 300,000 clubs about football. This is the statistic. And the statistic that surprised me is that here, the team here, it sounds like a lot. 1.5, more than 1.5 million team. It's quite a lot. It surprised me, this number, this amounts of football teams in the world surprised me. And number two, how did football become known as the beautiful game? Yes, it is the beautiful game because here the Pele, yeah, the great Brazilian footballer Pele. I don't know Pele, but Pele is the great footballer. His nationality is Brazil, and Pele described it. And what make it beautiful? Eight here, 8 out of 10 people in the world watch World Cup. It is beautiful game. 8 out of 10. So yeah, me is the rest too. Okay, because 8 people watch World Cup. So I am in the last two. Don't watch. Okay, so this is make football a beautiful game. This means that a lot of people watch football. Okay, so number three, in what way football a simple game? So I see here it is a simple game because what? All that is need is a ball. So just a ball. All you need is to get a ball, a piece of ground and two posts. It is simple. It's not complex at all. Just a ball, a piece of ground, and two posts. That's it about football. Simple, right? And number four, which famous player are mentioned? So here the greatest world greatest footballer, George Best, Diego Maradona, no, Diego Maradona, and Pele. Pele, I don't know. It is the famous football player in the world that they mentioned. And what do they have in common? They practice here. All learn their skill on vast ground. So just a vast ground. They practice. Okay. So that's it for the question here. So let's move to another parts of reading. So today we work a lot on the reading, okay? So even here also reading. So now we go to another parts of reading, okay? But before we go to the text, I just want you to read the question because after you read this question, you need to read the text in order to answer this question, okay? So here we have 8 questions. The first one, what was Tisuchu? And number two, which nationality were the first to play a kind of football? When? And number three, what images do you have of mock football? Describe a game. And number 4, how was the game played at English public school? And number 5, what caused chaos when the boy tried to play football at university? Number 6, how did the idea of halftime start? Number 7, why is a London pub important to football? And number 8, what was the sticking point? Which game was also born? Why? Okay, so we have a question here. So read how football began. Okay, read only how football began on page 58. Don't touch 59, just 58. Okay, so here is the text. Here's the text. Okay, so read the text and try to answer the question here. Then send your answer to me. Dian, stay safe. Bye bye.